So good evening. It's great to be with you all as we sing together this evening. So we're going to carry on working on "You Ran to Me," which is one of my songs, which we'll be looking to do in our usual way to put out on YouTube, but also to go out on Spotify and Apple and all the rest of it, so folks can listen on those different platforms too. So that'll be a nice, hopefully nice thing for us as a new venture. Also to mention, I've been away this last week, but just picked up an email yesterday from a producer at Radio 4 who's producing the Sunday worship next Sunday, and which is going to feature the London District's Woven project. Reverend Michaela Youngson's running this Woven project as the kind of district theme for a couple of years, I think. I'm afraid I don't know an awful lot about that. I'm sure somebody else can fill you in more. But nonetheless, the Sunday worship is going to be focused on that, and they'd like to include our recording of Love Divine. So that's great. So yeah, you can listen out for yourselves at 8:10 on Radio 4 this coming Sunday. But yes, that's very exciting. Exciting news. So this evening we're going to get ourselves warmed up. We're going to have a look at "You Ran to Me," but then also I've got another piece we're just going to have a look at for some fun. It's quite a nice arrangement of something nice, and it's very straightforward. But I thought it'd be a nice way to get us going this evening, and we might revisit it toward the end as well. I've got one other thing to just mention, which is I'm afraid I broke my finger just before I went away on holiday. So my piano playing is not the best, as I'm down 2 fingers at the moment. So I'll try my best, but excuse any duff notes along the way. I tried recording something yesterday and discovered actually it's much more difficult to play with 3 fingers on one hand than you'd think. But nonetheless, we'll give it a good go. So let's get ourselves good and warmed up. I just like to think about being tall, think about the sound coming out the crown of the head, and we're going to simply sing on a hum. Just up and down a fifth. Now, what I'd like to do at the same time is to here we go. This is my primary school analogy, but go with it. It kind of works. Now, if you imagine under each arm that you have an elf, and we're in the river up to about midriff height. We're going to duck the elf. So you've got to push down quite hard, and then feel your arms rising back up again. So you've got to push down, and then feel your arms being lifted back up again. Okay. And you're going to do that as you're singing, in the arms go in the opposite direction to the vocal line. So, okay. So really good strong arms. Really thinking about pushing down into the seat as we go up. But we'll go up to D major for now. Very good. As you do that, just make sure there's no limp wrists about it. So not, but really good and firm. Thinking about really good, strong posture. we're going to open up this time. So we're going to reach the top. I like to open into an ooh and try and keep all the lovely resonance that you had from your hum. Good, we're going to go down the scale now, but we're going to go in a lovely little pattern in thirds. So a cheeky little turn at the bottom. So it kind of breaks the pattern. 3, ooh. Last one. Okay, lovely. Right. Let's then have a look at the piece I mentioned that was as a bit of a warm-up song. It is a full-length song. Here we are. So it's this old traditional spiritual, Over My Head. But the thing to watch out here, there's a couple of little rhythmic changes to many versions. If you've sung this before, rhythmically it might just be a little different to what you're used to. So sopranos have over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Now the original spiritual text here is there must be a God somewhere. So I think we'll stick with that rather than there must be a joy. Why don't we all sing the soprano part? And because we all need to sing the tune a little later on. So over my head, over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. I think it goes into a different feel. Altos, that's a wee up. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. it'll just stay on the C. Tenors. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. And again, it goes down to where you expect it to be on the where. Finally, basses. Let's look it up. Over my head, over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Okay, for everybody.
Matt, is anybody else finding the music flickering around and pulsing and flickering?
No.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. Is that for you, Phil?
So it's me.
Yeah, sorry about that, Phil. Yeah. Oh yeah, for everyone. Just watch out for these crescendos along the way, and the aim is to really aim for your bar lines. Over my head. So you're really driving through. Over my head. So you've got a really clear moment. It's got that lovely kind of gospel swell in the middle there. Similarly, here, and then we've got a shorter crescendo. I hear music in the air. There must, lovely short crisp must. There must be a joy somewhere. And the diminuendo there. Why don't you try that from the very beginning? We'll try that with the track. This isn't my arrangement, and helpfully there is a guide vocal track video already done. But you just have to excuse the very beginning. It's a little quirky.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And
Ready, sing.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere.
let's read on together.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere.
Good. We're just going to stop there for a minute. So you can see here, when we get to our this lovely kind of groovy moment of bar 18, over my head, it's basically double time, but in unison singing that main tune. I hear music in the air over my head. I hear music in the air over my head. I hear music in the air. Lovely rhythm. There must be a joy somewhere. That kind of great gospel groove of your double, triple, quadruple, almost syncopation. There must be a joy somewhere. And a lovely push through the joy. There must be a joy somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to reshare that so then you it's not showing the video very well for you, I don't think. So let me just share it once more. There we go. Okay, so let's try it once more from the very beginning, and I'm going to keep going, and you'll notice the third verse, there's a repetition of the harmonies that we sang in the first verse, but obviously that much quicker now. So
4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, sing.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere.
it's great fun, isn't it? So let's have a little look over the this kind of third and fourth verse, if you like. So the third verse is just the same as the very beginning, but obviously twice as fast. And then, except to say, we've got this groovy rhythm again at bar 49 that we all have then in our harmony part. So for altos, there must be a joy somewhere. Try that. There must be a joy somewhere. For tenors, there must, one, and there must be a joy somewhere. And for basses, there must be a joy somewhere. And again, there must be a joy somewhere. To give it that real gospel flavour, just encourage you to do is so really try and get the these little rays of sunshine of the rests. So there's real daylight in between each of those notes. There must be a joy. It's so easy to sing. There must be a joy. But it kind of loses something. There must be a joy somewhere. So when you get to joy, or God, if we ever came to record this, that's where we kind of let the voices swell and develop. Then you can see the end of this line. It's the same thing, but up a tone. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head. It says very subtly in your music. You might have missed it. Look out, this is different. And that is on the over my head. So sopranos have over my head. Altos, over my head. Tenors, over my head. Basses, over my head. And then you're back to where you were before. Okay. And then, just towards the end, we get this lovely repetition of there must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere. Okay. So that's the soprano part. For altos, your repetition. There must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere. Okay. And for the tenors, there must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere. Okay, and finally, basses. There must be a joy. There must be a joy. There must be a joy somewhere. Okay. So with all that in mind, why don't we'll go right from the very beginning, right to the very end, and I'll see you when we get there.
Hey there, clap on beat 4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, sing.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the
Wonderful. Well done. It's good arrangement, that, isn't it? Got a lovely feel to it. Excellent. Right. So let's get on to You Ran to Me. Okay. So you might remember at the very beginning, in what's marked as a kind of pause bar, is a strings fade in, and then at the double bar line here is where you then suddenly hear that the guitars and percussion comes in, and then we have Gentlemen. Tenors, I realise is very low for you, but so you can miss it out or add it in depending how you feel tenors with the basses. Oh, 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 oh. So just get this little riff that repeats. Let's just do that together, basses. And one. Oh, 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 oh. Good. It's quite tempting to let the third note in each of the group of three notes to come early, but really make sure the second note is really good and long, so that the final note's bang on the bar line. Oh, oh. So the middle note should feel really quite long. Let's do it one last time. Well, imagine we've done it once and we're just singing the repeat now. And one. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, good. And then sopranos. Let's have a look at your part here. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay, so you've got lovely, quite a bit of syncopation going on here. That's just then, good and short. Then you. And for everyone, you'll just notice along the way, the chorus here begins with then in verse 1. For the chorus 2, yet you, rather than then you, yet you. And the final chorus over here, for you ran. So there's just that little change every time, which can just catch us if we are careful. Altos, let's look at your part. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. The only bit there, it kind of jumps around a little bit and is slightly unexpected line really, is going into bar 24. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay. Tenors. One and. Then you ran to... Beg your pardon, tenors, let's read your part. One and then you ran to me with arms outstretched, stretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. All happy with that, tenors? Basses. You start in unison with the tenors. 1 and then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Now, I'm sorry, basses, I've been slightly mean. You're slightly athletic here in a couple of places. You ran to me. And just encourage you to kind of be in that fifth gear for your high C as you're singing the lower notes. So you ran, keep that quite light, rather than you ran to me. And it's quite hard work getting up to the top. If you think light and bright to start with, you ran to me. It's a bit easier along the way. And then similarly, you got that exact same line here. You ran to me, though I'm weak. So you're kind of jumping around quite a bit there. Right, all that said, let's go from the very beginning together and just put that much together. There's tricky times when all seemed dark, and I've been walking away from you. City lights, shiny things had caught my eye, pulling me away from you. Tutty, then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Home to be with you. You call me child, joyful at my return. I'm overwhelmed by your grace. I don't deserve this precious, wondrous gift, yet you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay, let's just pause there a moment. As you can see so far, hopefully that's all lovely and straightforward, and no particular surprises there. For anybody who's just joined us this week and missed the last rehearsal, I ought to have said so this song's kind of my response really to the story of the prodigal son, which is particularly pertinent to my own testimony, which is why I wrote this song really in response to that. So there's a tiny bit of background on the song. This next little section, you'll notice some oohs and ahs coming up. Sopranos, you have ooh, and then you do that twice more. Altos have ooh. Basses, your part's exactly the same as that. Ooh. And tenors, one note wonders all the way through on the C. And then that happens another 2 times. Before then, at bar 72, you can see it's mezzo forte crescendo poco a poco, so growing stronger all through this section. The sopranos have and sopranos, I just like you to, and altos, so encourage you to go right to the bar line there. You'll notice tenors and basses come off early, so they can get this riff going again. But you're going to sing right through to the very end there. Altos, your R's at bar 72. Now the eagle-eyed basses amongst you will have noticed that was the alto and the bass part is exactly the same there. Just that rising scale. Tenors. Okay. Great. So let's try all of that oohs and ahs moment together. So this is just kind of going into it. When I felt so far from you, your arms stretched out with life anew. By your grace gave me a chance. Your arms stretched wide upon the tree, now wrapped around in love for me. Your arms flung wide in love for me. What once was lost, now is found. What once was empty is full and overflows. I had no voice, but now I sing. I had no tune, now it rises from within. For you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Okay. So that's the choir 1 part. Now, hopefully I mentioned last week, there's a choir 1 part and a choir 2 part. Now, for those of you who might fancy recording yourselves twice, we could also record the second choir part. But the choir 1 part is the kind of the important one, really. But if you fancy doing the choir 2 part 2, then that'd be lovely. But the choir 2 parts only written for soprano, alto, and tenor. You'll notice there's a few splits along the way, and I'm just kind of going to trust that they'll just kind of happen as it's all brought together, and the balance will work itself out. Bar 12 then, which is the first entry for the second choir part. You can see this just ooze, and sopranos have okay. Let's try that once more. Sopranos, 3 and altos. I'll look at the when it goes into 3 parts, I'll look at the upper alto part first. But to start with, unison together on the G. The lowest alto part kind of has the interest, really. You kind of get the crunchy moment. But starting at bar 12, altos, but then this is going to the lower part when it splits into 3. And finally, tenors. 4 bars of one note. Then go stays on that D, like you had at the very beginning. Okay, let me just play that on the piano for you there, tenors. Okay, let's play that once more. Altos, that same moment, so it's 17, 18, 19 bar 20. You can give it a lovely 4 bar phrase to it. Sopranos. And sopranos will carry on. You ran to me. Then we join in unison there on the You Ran to Me. Altos, bar 24. You ran to me. And tenors, similarly, bar 24. You ran to me. Okay. Let's try that section, but just singing the choir 2 parts here. So hopefully this is just preceding that. Let me just see where we are. Then you. Okay, give you a little bit more of a lead into that. Whoa, pulling me away from you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak And then when we get to the next chorus, you've got the same idea through here in choir 2. So there's no real surprises there. And the oohs, though, we get a bar 60. Both choir 1 and choir 2 have got exactly the same thing. So it's lovely and straightforward. Then as we reach about 88, then again we're back to as you were with the choir 2 parts. There's no further surprises beyond the first 8 bars. Then the kind of final 8, so from bar 96, sopranos, there's a bit of a descant moment for you. You're out to me. Just get that soaring G. Which I know you're going to do beautifully. I'm sorry, I'm not. Altos. There's a little extra split there, so you might go down to that F. And tenors. Then. You ran to me. Okay. Why don't we try right from the very beginning, and you can take your pick whether you're going to go for the choir 1 part or the choir 2 part. But bearing in mind when we do come to record this, the choir 1 part is the all-important one. Choir 2 part is a lovely bonus if you happen to fancy it. So let's go from the beginning, and I'll see you at the end. There's tricky times when all seemed dark, and I've been walking away from you. City lights, shiny things had caught my eye, pulling me away from you. Right, so before we carry on, I've had a senior moment and I forgot. Sopranos and altos. How could I forget? There's a stamp and a clap to come. And the stamp and the clap comes ba-ba-bum, stamp, clap. Okay. So I'm on the quaver after beat 1 and then beat 2. Ba-da-dum, stamp, clap. Ba-da-dum, stamp, clap. Ba-da-dum, stamp, clap. Ba-da-dum, stamp, clap. Then once you've got that, on the first 3 stamps, you can add a hey. But here's the rub. No hey on the 4th stamp. So you get, oh, hey. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Oh, no hey. All the very best. I'll leave that one with you for now. So let's go from the beginning. We'll add that in. Hey! There's tricky times when all seemed dark, and I've been walking away from you. City lights, shiny things had caught my eye, your grace. I don't deserve this precious, wondrous gift. Yet you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Warm crescendo. When I felt so far from you, there and away, your arms stretched out with life anew and away. By your grace gave me a chance. So long picture with crescendo. Your arms stretched wide upon the tree, now wrapped around in love for me. Your arms flung wide in love for me. What once was lost now is found. What once was empty is full and overflows. I had no voice, but now I sing. I had no tune, now it rises from within. For you ran to me with arms outstretched, calling me home to you. You ran to me, though I'm weak. You gave this heart a home. You gave this life new hope. You ran to me. Wonderful. Okay, great. I hope you're going to enjoy singing that and getting to know it some more. But before we finish tonight, I just thought we'd close by so it flashes before your eyes. We'd close by singing what we started with this evening, with that lovely gospel feel to it. So, Over My Head.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3,
I
4.
don't know if you're about the count right there. 1,
Ready,
2.
sing.
Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. There must be a joy somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear singing everywhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air.
Wonderful. Great. It's great fun, isn't it? Lovely. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Should we close by just sharing the grace together? Let me remove my spotlight there. Let's share the grace together. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ,
Our Lord Jesus Christ,
and the love of
God,
and the fellowship
fellowship of the Holy Spirit, with us all, evermore.
Amen.
Amen.
God bless everyone. Lovely to see you, and
Thank
I look
you,
forward to
Matt.
seeing you for
Thank
next
you very
time.
much.
Bye.
Cheers.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Hope your finger gets